Scared Spliff podcast.
So, my mom, recently, like, one of the last things that she told me was when she was in Huntington Beach, and there's a Ruby's restaurant at the end of the pier. There's, like, this long pier. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. Yeah, there's this long pier, and at the end of it, there's a Ruby's restaurant, and it's 2 stories. And she was going to the restroom at the 2nd story, and it was empty when she got in there. And so she's in there, and she hears somebody come in, and she can tell it's like a little girl. Like, you can hear like the little walking, you know. It's like you can tell when it's like a little person. Like, and they go into the stall next to her, but then she starts to hear like a giggling. And so she's like, oh, like, okay, like, I guess they're just, like, messing around, or, you know, they're just being silly, you know, while they're going to the restroom. And so she, you know, she gets out of the restroom, and she goes to wash her hands. She kind of, like, looks over, like, to check on them, and she notices that it's, like, open a crack, and then she opens it, and there's nobody in there. So yeah, and then obviously she's just like, oh my god, okay. So then she just leaves, you know. But she's like used to it, you know. So she doesn't like freak out. She's like, oh my god, you know. Right. But she experiences things like that, and she doesn't tell me most of the time. You know, it's just every once in a while when she feels, you know, like it's, I don't know. She just feels like it. She tells me.
You don't have skeptical thoughts about like, well, Jamie Kennedy could have been playing a prank on her or something, or, you know.
Bitch been punked.
Sorry,
Miss Martinez.
Or just you know, rambling thoughts about some kind of like pedestrian,
like,
everyday, mundane explanation for.
Well, the thing is that like it's when I don't know, like there's this, I don't know, my mom, having my mom tell me this, that she sees ghosts, and she can like, you know, maybe talk to them even, you know, and they talk to her. You know,
because it's numerous experiences, and they don't all have, and like they don't all have mentally clear.
Like when, and she's not like that. You know, she's not even to that point. You know, like she's so like she is secretive about it. You know, and you know, and then when my sister was a baby, she saw her grandma like looking over her. You know, like she woke up, she like looked over, and she saw like her dead her grandma who died already, like looking over my sister, you know, as a baby, you know, so she's just, you know, like that's another thing, you know, there's other things, but so those are the most recent ones.
She's got good juju.
So yeah, like, but, you know, to have my mom tell me that, you know, it's, you know, usually you're thinking like, oh, they're crazy, you know, I can't believe that, but it's like, that's my mom telling me that, you know, it's like, I can't think that she's crazy, you know, like, I have to believe her, you know, like, why would she be telling me that if it wasn't true, you know, like, it's just like, why would she be telling me that if it wasn't true, you know, like, nobody's ever told me that, you know, like, but, like, my mom is, you know, and it's like, I believe her.
So I challenge this, because I can't challenge it, because obviously it's her mom.
Does I'm gonna ask the big like morale tipping.
Oh, and there's another
question.
one. There's another one too. But go ahead.
But like, does I don't know. Be offended if you need to be offended.
Yeah.
Does she have a history of any kind of like kind of mental stability, questionability, kind of, you know what I mean? For any reason, like anyone suspected, a school counselor or a doctor or someone said like maybe she's got something chemical.
That's interesting, because I don't know how severely it was, but my grandpa used to hit her.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
What? So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, you know, so, I don't know.
For sure. That's something that might be a little bit too personal.
This is...
Oh, a little too personal.
This is what a podcast is, Oscar.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, But I guess like if we could talk, if
Well,
we
they're
really
not
want
gonna hear this. I'm not gonna like.
Well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm
No, they're
gonna
not.
advertise this to
Well, I mean,
them.
this is a
you
se-
know?
this is-
Yeah.
This is a
No, it's
second-
not gonna be.
But this is real life
I mean,
stuff,
it's a
you
good
know?
story, and it's a secondhand story. But like, let's see if anybody like. I mean, I have a first encounter, but I don't want to be the one like. I don't want to be Mr. Ghost Guy or whatever. You know, like spooky who. You know, but you know, like if any like, I'll start it off because I do have experiences and encounters and shit from like growing up. You know, like I used to live in Maywood. You know, what's up? 323, what's up, dogs?
You heard?
You know, Slauson, Riverback kids. Anyways, we used to live in Maywood. and
Green
this-
line?
No, it's actually the blue line.
Nice.
Blue line. And we used to live in Maywood. And when we were kids, we used to see this green light that would go from the kitchen, and it would go into the living room, into our door, and it would shake our knob. And it would be really fucking weird because like we were in middle school, so like I didn't do any drugs, I didn't drink, I didn't start doing any of that stuff till like high school and shit. I wasn't that cool. And fucking it would be like literally like a green, like if you guys ever remember seeing the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns is like all green and he's all like shining. You know how he's like
From
walking-
radiation?
Yeah, you know how he's walking through the woods and you see like green glare through the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine seeing that, for like from like the kitchen, from your kitchen all the way to your bedroom door, and then it starts shaking your knob like if it's trying to open the door, but the door's not locked, and the door is like there's nothing obstructing the door to like not be able to open it. It's just shaking it.
Right.
Like if it knows it's open, but it's just fucking with you.
Or it's just not.
Strong.
Or yeah, it's capabilities of manifesting itself on our existence plane isn't strong enough to turn the knob like it wants to, or it could just be fucking.
Like in
That-
Signs.
If it was just doing that, like me and my brothers would think it was like I would normally be like, yeah, it's just like,
Yeah,
whatever.
with
but-
aliens, but yeah,
but then it
they
would
can't
do that,
open doors.
And then it would leave back to the
like
kitchen,
raptors.
and then it would come back to the door and just stand there. You just see the glare under the door, the crack, and just stand there. And we would be just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And that would happen like on and off throughout the night for like an hour or so. And then everything stopped. And then what happened next is we would sleep in the living room because we would all share a room, and we were like in the same band. And
Same what?
we were all in the same band. Like we were all like a band of brothers, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so basically our room was our practice spot, so all of our instruments were piled up and everything, so we literally couldn't sleep in the room because it was just too fucking piled up.
Yeah.
So we would sleep in the living room, in the floor. And it was just literally like covers, pillows, floor, fucking brothers. So just like 3 brothers just like squished in the fucking floor. And what happened was like one night we were all sleeping and I started feeling tickles in my legs. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I thought it was rats because obviously like we would have rats. But then I was like, shit. So I kind of like just brushed my leg off and it stopped. But then my little brother, who was laying on the other side of the fucking like of the floor, was fucking saying, Oscar, stop. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, it's not me.
Right.
And then it would go from him like just being like, okay, whatever. And he thought it was a rat as well. And then my bigger brother, like, he's the older brother, so he would get really irritated real fast. He's like, I don't care what the fuck it is. Now you're tickling me, so just stop. Like, you guys are fucking stupid. Go back to fucking sleep.
Right.
But then, after that happened, all 3 of us started getting tickled as well. And we, like, it was pitch black. And literally, like, we all just huddled under the fucking covers and just fucking, like, dealt with it.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything. We were just, like, frozen still and shit. So, like, I don't know how to explain that.
Did it continue to tickle you guys?
No, but like I mean, the things like that started happening. But I mean, like, I don't know, weird shit happened like that growing up, you know, in Maywood and like in Mexico City and shit. So I mean, like, I don't know how to explain things like that.
Wait, I don't mean to interrupt your story, but I feel like I'm not trying to like go back to mine, but like I feel we kind of like ended mine with like that's not like the reason why I think my mom sees those things. You know, like I'm just saying that, like, you know, like Brandon asked the question, so that's why it went to that direction, you know.
No, yeah.
But I mean, like, you know, but I don't think that's the reason why, you know, and I believe her. So.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, one thing is hearing stories in a second hand, and one thing is hearing first encounter, like first counters like that, like first hand stories.
Yeah.
Because like obviously like you don't know whether or not to believe your mom because she's your mom. So obviously like you go to her just like believing your mom because she's your mom. But like if it's something that happened to you, it's like who the fuck do I believe if not myself? And if somebody else experienced it, like, well, are they fucking seeing shit and, going crazy as much as I am? Or am I the one that's fucking crazy? Or is there really something that's going on that we can't really explain? So, like, that's why I had to, like, say my encounter, because, like, one thing is hearing it and another thing is going through it. And then that's why, like, I would really like to know what others would think about that in a logical perspective, because obviously, like, you can't really say, like, oh, ghosts are real because they're fucking true. Okay, that's it.
Right, period, end of story. You know, it's like, or it's gotta be flat.
Yeah. You fucking throw a balloon in the sky and it keeps going up. You don't see no curvature. Where's the curvature?
Right.
It's flat.
Right.
Fucking stupid.
So, but because of what you had asked initially, at least my first response to it was that ghosts, as we see them, aren't necessarily ghosts as we define them every time that we see them.
Yeah.
They're different things. Like, some of them are just interdimensional. Some of them are what we could consider a ghost, but someone who died and is trapped in their last moments or something like that.
Just like it's a
soldier on the beaches of Normandy, and it's just one of the poor lost souls that just keeps reliving his last day of his life. Or something like that,
Like it's a false perception for all people who are gay or transgender, for example, is a better example, to feel the same way about an issue or a ruling or whatever the politically correct term is for your special interest group.
Right.
It's a false perception to think, yes, now there's one good answer to that particular question about that. Not true. And same thing with ghosts and like that. There's different reasons that you're getting some kind of psychic smudge in your radius.
It just sucks though, dude. Like there's a term that I've heard that is used for those things, those hauntings or whatever. They're called imprints. Yeah. And it's just like, dude, fuck, just imagine that. Like, not knowing you're dead, and B, spending the rest of your fucking eternity.
Can anybody hear me? Woo!
Yeah. Richard Pryor is the haunt.
Over and over. It's like
repeating that
fucking shit, dude. Fuck.
But who knows if that's even them doing that? What if that's just...
Yeah, a glitch in time.
In time, so what if that's just something that is... And that's all there is to it, and we can't define it any more than that.
Anybody has a, smart...
I wish I had my old phone with me.
Okay.
I wish I was better equipped.
Idea for a Phobophobia movie is someone who has just died and doesn't know they're dead. And the audience doesn't fucking know either. They only know what he knows when he knows it.
So
and it's about his attempt to get to heaven. No, but there's no twist with the, oh, he was the whole time. It's fucking like Richard Pryor stars in the Haunt.
Didn't he literally star in something like this?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? I don't know why, but I really want to say
it. Yeah.
It kind of sounds like.
But if you did Ghost as like a funny like R-rated comedy of like, what is? Hello,
no. Woo! You hear me, you bitch?
Yes,
what the fuck?
Now,
you stuck up bitch.
He just doesn't get it right away, and like God. You have that's the first act.
Wait.
And they don't know So I've never seen Sixth Sense. It just is this, but not comedy.
Sixth Sense is just fucking, like...
Are you following him? I thought you were following fucking...
It's about a little kid, too.
Haley Joel Osment. It's about like a little boy that sees dead people, and at the end they go, Bruce Willis was dead. Ooh, we'll talk about this forever.
There's another movie. There's another movie exactly like it. I don't fucking remember.
Ghost Dad with Bill Cosby.
I was about to say... All controversy aside, even though
that's totally what you were thinking.
Controversial.
Yeah. I'm not gonna blow
the fact that Bill Cosby.
I'm not gonna do the stupid thing where you blow the whistle and go, you confused one person who's black for another. I like it. Fucking whatever. It was 30 years ago and whatever. But like, and they fucking sound similar because one influenced the other. So there's that.
Well,
But
like,
I still do believe that there's a Richard Pryor.
well, I mean, for
I
some
don't-
weird
I don't
reason,
know.
Where
like,
he's a
I
ghost?
thought when I saw
It's
for
not
some
a
reason I
Or
started
is
thinking
haunted.
about-
Specifically,
you got
trying to
stuff
get
all
his
you got
wings.
stuff all like guacamole mixed in your memory because Gene Wilder did a movie called Haunted Honeymoon with Gilda Radner, and Wilder used to do movies with Pryor, and Pryor just did a bunch of comedies where he's like panicked and goes woo. So like it's all you're just mixing it all. That's my theory.
Okay.
That's my blind ass
hearing it,
theory.
I'm gonna leave it at that, but only for conversation.
See, like just hearing.
You're saying there's a Richard Pryor ghost movie where he's a ghost.
I'm saying it. Not even a ghost, but just
Dude,
either
so
that or like
Oscar's
trying to get
thinking,
his wings, kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, one
Like,
of those. Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Wait. You're okay.
Yeah.
The-
Like,
now-
it's a
now-
wonderful life, but
Yeah.
Well, now
With
I'm gonna
Richard
okay.
Pryor.
What I'm about to say is gonna sound it like this. I'm gonna be accidentally
I don't know why, but
racist,
for some
but
reason,
willfully accidentally. But
Yeah.
here's what you're remembering. There's a movie called Down to Earth, I think, starring Chris Rock. And in interviews about the movie, he said, I wanted to make the Warren Beatty movie where he's an angel. And this is just offensive. It doesn't sound like Chris Rock, but it's just I'm just doing a horrible
Yeah.
like Stephen Fetchit caricature.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm stoned and fuck it.
you even
But
did the
but he goes, oh yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
the finger, which you can't hear on the podcast.
mouth, too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Essentially, you're like making like you,
Like what? How he talks, or like the stereotype
like how he
talks?
looks when he's talking.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so you get it. I'm trying to do him.
Well, I don't know,
But like
for
I'm trying to be
some-
accurate
for some
and not
weird
offensive.
reason,
But he said there's a Warren Beatty movie where he's an angel and he's got to earn his wings. And he said like I was always like, what if Richard Pryor did this movie? And then he made a
Really?
movie called Down to Earth. It was not critically that well received.
Huh.
don't
But
know
there's that. Is it possible that
It is very possible that I may have actually.
it's super
heard
arrogant
that.
of me to think that I know every
I have
movie that ever
no
existed, and there
idea
could
if that's
not
the
be
case or not, but that could very well be. The
It's
reason.
it's just I'm just gonna call it that I'm being
It
really
could be the
arrogant
reason.
about. There couldn't possibly be a movie that exists that I haven't heard of because I'm God and of pop culture,
Yeah,
and I
no,
know
totally.
I believe you that it
Look
could
at Dark
exist.
City.
And he's like, oh yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Dark City.
Which I never know whenever you bring it up. I continue to not know it.
I don't know, for some
Except
weird
for
reason, like
title.
when you started talking about this before, you guys went like continued ranting about it for like a while as fuck.
So,
It seemed like forever. Like I feel like like being lost with Moses and shit right now. But anyways, fucking like I don't know, for some reason like thought Sixth Sense and All Dogs Go to Heaven, a movie like that. That mixes those two.
love All Dogs Go to Heaven.
That's the elevator pitch. If you're
Second
selling
one
this
sucked,
movie,
but it's okay.
that's how. Okay, so that's what's happening. Is I have incentive for Richard Pryor to not have made this movie, so that we can fucking make it.
Yeah,
That's what it is. That's what it is.
that's what it will be.
And you're the
Well,
ghost.
I mean, like
you're the regular guy who doesn't know he's a ghost, and it's funny, and he's got to figure out how to get into the afterlife or wherever the fuck you go.
Well, I mean, like I'm like me personally, I have been working on a few like things that I want to keep pushing out, with my films and with my storytelling and stuff. That I just don't want to just make really horrific looking shit. I want to make things that actually have a meaning behind them,
Yeah.
but like a really straightforward type of meaning. Like even if it's paranormal or even if it's gore, even if it's in the occult, whatever approach.
Oh yeah,
I
because
try to do.
the message isn't always going to be brush your teeth. The message is going to be
Yeah.
respect the occult, and you don't
I mean,
know
like,
everything
not-
about existence.
I mean, like, not respect the occult because obviously, like, I'm not just like, I don't want to just like be that type of asshole that's just like, oh, like follow this and this is better than that. Like,
be a Scientologist, everybody.
yeah, like
Do it.
because
We
everybody,
ain't got a chicken dinner.
yeah, everybody's free to believe and to think however the fuck they want to, like that, and that's a given.
Hold on.
But like my approach with my films and my approach with my cinematography, my approach with my storytelling that I hope I am achieving or I am at least trying to perfect is, to make things as close to real as possible and to not just, like give out this stupid fucking cliche like film that just looks cool and scary, but I mean, if I'm gonna use a chant, it's gonna be real. If I'm gonna use sigils, it's gonna be real sigils. If I'm gonna use fucking, the names, it's gonna be real. Like I'm not going to fucking try to lie about certain things, but at the same time, I'm not going to give, like daggers to fucking children to run around, you know, with a blind cover, you know, like I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, like for people that are out there that know of these things, obviously, like I think they're gonna appreciate if something that they see follows the same line, you know, and it doesn't, you know, have a fucking pentagram and then next to it has a fucking Jewish, you know, like star, you know, and then next to it has a fucking swastika. You know, and that's in the altar. Something stupid like that. I'm not saying like that I've seen that before, but I'm just saying like you'd be surprised with certain people with like they use certain things. You know, like they use the Star of David and say, oh, like hail Satan. It's like, are you fucking serious?
Oh yeah.
You know, like they fucking thing. Or like they fucking.
It's the same thing as going to Myrtle Beach and seeing somebody with the Confederate flag all over their truck.
Oh yes.
Or like the biggest thing that I mean that I'll clear up is, you know, like when people see where they use the vomit and are like, that's Satan. It's like, no, it's not. Like anybody that says that the vomit is an actual entity itself, it's fucking like, I don't know, like I personally don't think they know what they're saying because it's just an image of self. You know, that's it. You know, it's just like fucking.
Any screenwriter knows that.
Yeah.
That it's just a shadow self of the. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's like when Prince fucking changed his name to his signature.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all it is. You know, that's what Baphomet is. You know, I am self.
It's your shadow.
Yeah, you know, so like that's what I'm saying. Like
The person still known as
George.
you know, like just certain things have more value when you respect them in a certain way. And certain things lose value when you don't respect them. You know, so when you start seeing people down, you know, Hollywood Boulevard wearing all white with dreadlocks and, you know, fucking studying Reiki, and you know, and then trying to like heal energy and shit's like, dude, it's like, no, what's wrong with you? You know, like you can't really just fucking learn this way out of a retreat that you fucking went and paid $3,000 for, plus your plane fucking ticket, and you brought back some really shiny, nice crystals that, you know, like you bought at the airport. You know, it's like, come on, dude, like, have a little respect.
Preach.
You know, like, the same as somebody with science in their fucking, you know, like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know if you guys ever saw the debate between Bill Nye and the guy from Creationism. You know, that was a really good debate, you know, like, because never once did he say, no, you're full of it. He was just being like, okay, like, maybe, but this proves that it's not real, so I don't know, dude. You know, like the whole thing of
like if Sherlock Holmes said, I'm not saying you're not, I'm not saying you are the murderer, but check it out. The only place where that paint scrape could have come from is that because blah 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 that.
I don't know if you. I don't know if
so
you
are the murderer.
So you.
So
you said you didn't rape her, but let's see. This cum is yours.
Her vagina is exactly 3/4 damp. That is from the penetrate. Oh, god damn it. It's fucking awful. This is springtime for Hitler and Germany. It's offensive. It is on purpose. More fuck.
Well, I mean, there's the belief of purgatory. I think that's even as fuck as an imprint. You know, going to purgatory. I mean, I don't think there has been any other visual setting that has been as badass. I mean, I'm just a fan as the supernatural approach of purgatory. Holy shit! Like, I'm in love with that show. If I was a girl, I'd be like, but
but I'm not, so I'll be like,
I'm not
sick. You're fucking sick. Frosty mug.
Yes. No, but no, like I really
steak and death. Trump. Whoa!
Beer!
Beer!
America!
Guar! Gallagher! Boogie Bass!
Gallagher.
Yeah!
Boogie Bass.
Beer pong!
The singing.
Just any tacky thing that's like, no one.
Yeah.
No one with a Y chromosome wouldn't be into that.
Like, no, I'm not
things.
gonna watch a show that portrays Crowley as this fucking gay ass. I'm sorry to use that word, but like I'm just really loose right now.
They prefer ass gay.
Yeah, ass gay. I'm not going to watch a show that has somebody portraying Crowley with a really British boy accent. I'm sorry, that just is not evil enough for me. Like, come on, dude.
I thought, but the Hollywood Handbook says British is evil. or right?
I don't.
It's like, hey, they're not us, so ooh, xenophobia. Ooh.
It's just like the whole aspect of like evil being this like really
Smart
dark
people.
and just
People
like,
who sound smart are evil. This is America. That's what it is.
like,
That's
in
why
order
they're
to
the
be a Satanist, you have to sacrifice babies.
That's
and
why-
wear black and fucking like worship the devil. Like
That's
no.
why- But Tim Curry and Eric Idle have like an in-joke
Wait some
handshake that they do because they're both British actors in Hollywood, and they're like butlers and villains, but like that's their
Butlers
fucking
and
in-joke
villains.
because that's like all they were fucking cast as all the time. Like that's so yeah,
It's like
and it's good old American xenophobia.
oh man,
that's,
like,
that's
it
what's
sucks
up.
that we don't have
Baseball and xenophobia,
It's
fearing the other.
It sucks that we don't have this actual like footage to actually back up our claims because it's just gonna sound like another like he said she said bullshit, but this actually really fucking happened when we
I
had
met the
that-
devil and he's from Louisiana, and I didn't have an iPhone at the time because I was
No
8.
motherfucker, the devil came down from Georgia. Okay?
That's where he
No.
comes.
But anyways, yeah, you don't know what's up. Anyway, but no, but
That's why he's got the southern accent that he tries to hide. That's
Oski riffs. He
but
pluses your bit.
why he's.
but like what I'm talking about is when we had the Ed Von Dead. Well, when Ren was actually like still with us because I don't know like I don't know what happened with Ren. I don't know, maybe Ed will tell us later, but I don't know. But yeah, like when Ren Von Dead went to go see the Satanic Temple. Remember when they were in the park? I mean, like that was damn, dude. Like fucking footage. It sucks. Mini DV tape sucks.
Oh, because that shows at least proof of what representatives said about
Who they really are.
their subject. Well, I could say it.
Oh.
I mean, I don't have a way to prove that my word
Yeah.
is the truth,
Like,
but to whatever extent you're willing to
yeah.
at least just listen to me for anecdotal sake.
Well, just before
We-
we say anything, I'll just say this: like, I don't disrespect anybody from the Satanic Temple or from the Satanic Church at all. Every individual is, respected rightfully by me, and everybody that I've met, I have, total respect for. It's just certain things like that we heard, that I personally heard, were a little bit.
Oh yeah, you
Just-
disagree
Just
with their stance.
Yeah, but that's just. I mean, doesn't mean that I don't like them or anything.
Yeah.
Like they're really cool people and shit. Like they're really great artists.
You're not gonna
They
uninvite
believe in
them
what
to
they
your
wanna believe in.
Chuck E. Cheese birthday party. They can still come.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, obviously, I've met individuals from them that are really cool. So I mean, like, it's just like I'm not talking shit at all. So
So
I mean,
okay,
earthquake.
disclaimer over, and what these representatives of the Satanic Temple, is that the name of the organization?
Fuck to that. Like
It's not Temple of Satan, it's Satanic Temple. I'm all,
Satanic. I don't fucking remember.
we don't remember
Los
which one it is.
Angeles Satanic Temple. We're like-
Judea People's Front, fuck off.
you don't
We're
know
the
how
You're
people.
gonna get some triggers.
Yeah, it's like
We're not the Judea People's Front.
What the
We're the
fuck is
People's
wrong
Front
with
of
you?
Judea. Oh, you wanker. You- like what the fuck?
see, like,
The fuck is
before-
the difference anyway? You just
like-
a fucking hipster clique
Yeah, it's just
with
like,
them. It's all the same.
we're not
bullshit.
winning or losing anything by doing this. So like, this is really us trying to like speak about something where we're just a
Yeah.
bunch of retards. But whatever.
Yeah.
we're still trying to do this.
I am a stupid
Yeah.
person playing in the mud. But like with so these representatives said they had an outdoor kind of oratory event where it was just kind of like a picnic. There wasn't even any amplification or microphones or anything. They just stood while people sat while Los Angeles residents with black lipstick and plaid blankets to lay out sat and listened to them talk about, look, it's really just this is really just a colorful marketing device for our like kind of like liberal agenda. So that's what because Satan is like our mascot who is like, hey, he got kicked out of the party, man, and we all know how that feels, so we identify with him, and like it's so that you can examine things from another angle instead of like, this is what's good, this is what's bad, and you're told this dogma, but you got to think for yourself. It's about independent thought, and basically just click agree on all the liberal points of view. That's what it is. Yeah. My name is Shonda, and here's a pamphlet, and peace, and
Holy
that's
shit, you're right. That's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they. Yeah.
Oh.
It's probably I don't think it's a secret. I don't think it's like Scientology where you got to pay $10,000 and give your car and your kids to learn the 9th level of crocodile space volcano.
Scared Spliff Podcast.